So you don't need eyeshadow base for smoky eyes. You just use a gel. The color you use as the base depends on the color of smoky you want to do. Then you quickly blend it out, starting from the crease before it dries. I always advise that you do one eye first before going to the other eyes, because if you apply the gel down on both eyes while you are blending the other one, the other eye will totally dry out, which will make blending very, very difficult for you. So I'll do the same thing on the other eyes. Don't spread it too high. And blend from the crease. Another transition brush. Eyeshadow. So then you set with black. I'm using the same brush because I'm still touching black. Don't spread it so high. You want to make sure the black does not get to the upper crease. You shouldn't get close to the brow at all. Everything you're doing should be between the crease and the eyelid. So for the transition, I'm going to be using this color. I'm going to use it to blend the crease. This is really cold like this one. Well, this is it. So I'll further blend out. Bring out that graphic line. Then I'll set again with the black. Yes. So I'm going to smudge it out with this one. I don't want to use black entirely. Bring Q-tips. Okay. I just remember, I know this contact lens. You know it's a real lens. Lens too. Lashes first. I have to change the day saying you pay extra money. I don't know again. Yes. So I use a little bit of bond to clamp the artificial lashes and the natural lashes together. I don't like the natural lash showing separately. Like, I like to gum both of them together so that people would not really see the natural lash under. You see that by the time I'm done doing this, you barely see the shorter lashes you can see under. So I'll just be pressing it together with my finger at the top and then with the tweezers underneath. But if I see that the person has a very, very teary eye, I'll try not to do it. And even if I do it, I'll try to be as fast as possible. And I'll still use my fingers to press it together so that it will not show. So I'll keep doing it until I can't really see that natural lash. And you don't need too much bond though. Very little. You can see I'm using very, very, very little. You don't need too much so it doesn't look too clumsy, too somehow too heavy. Then to dust off my setting powder, I'm using my highlighting brush and my highlighting powder. So you do not want to use an empty brush when you are dusting up. You can see how I'm refilling my brush to do that. So you can dust off your setting powder or you press it in. In this video, I'm dusting off. The next video, I'll show you how I'm pressing it in. You can press it into the skin and make sure you eliminate harsh line in the process. So I'm just using my smaller brush, my smaller highlight brush, to just make sure I blend that part well because of her eyelashes. So it's the same thing I did, but just used my small highlighting brush. For the waterline, I'm doing a colored waterline. So I'm using my green lip stain from my lip palette, from the Bicham lip palette. I'm just putting it on the waterline. You see how I brought out the waterline so that it will not, the brush will not touch her eyes, her eyeball. So I refilled it like two times to make sure it pops the way I want it. Most times, if you put just once, the intensity of the color won't come out. You have to put and put. I can even put up to 3, 4, 5 times till you get the coverage you want. Then after putting it, I had to set it with the same color of eyeshadow so that it will pop more and still help it last. You know, this one is lipstick and it's creamy, right? If you don't set it, by the time she blink multiple times, you might not see the color again, like it will wear off, or if she tears up, it will wear off. So for you to avoid that, you have to set it with the same color of eyeshadow from your eyeshadow palette. You can see how it has popped a lot more. Sorry. Q-tips. Wipes. When you want to tilt the head of your client, make sure you do it very lightly. You see how I just lightly tilted her head? I didn't like use force. So I want to give the eyes a little bit of a lift. I'm using my very flat angle brush and my powder palette. You can use your concealer for this, but I like to use powder. Sometimes I use concealer. I can still show you that in other classes. So I use my lighting shade, the same one I used to set a highlight, but I added white to it. I mixed it with white so that it will pop. Then I just use it to, like, lift her eyes up as if I was doing like a wing eyeliner, like that. So you just do that, and you can also use your setting powder. Then you allow it to set for a while you proceed with other things, and then later you come and dust it off. I'm using the black gel to line our upper waterline, just that inner part. I don't like to leave it bare. I always do that with my black I always do that. So because she's actually on smoky eye, I don't need to line the top. And it's not just because she's on smoky eyes. I barely line the top of the eyes, except I want to do a wing eyeliner. That's because I fixed my lashes neatly. You would think I did the eyeliner. If you do not fix your lashes neatly, then you have to line the top to cover lash stains or, you know, errors from the lash. So that's what I use the black gel and my very flat tiny angle brush to do. So when you notice a stain like this, you just have to leave it. Don't try to take it off immediately. Let it dry, usually from your liquid eyeliner or from your black gel eyeliner. Let it dry. From your bond as well, you let it dry. Don't touch it. You can go into doing every other thing and you come back to it. This is a graphic liner. It's a color, poster color. You have to put a little bit of water to use it. So I've already put, it is a hand iron or something they call it. I already listed it in your list of products. So I just put water in that green and I'm using it to just, you know, spice up the smoky eye a bit. I don't want it looking just dark like that. So I'm just using it to do like my eyeliner. So whenever you do your eyeliner, especially colored or even if it is black, make sure you clean your lashes with your wipes immediately, because once you have stains on it on your lash and you don't clean it off, it's going to dry and stay like that. So clean it as fast as you can with a wet wipes. Put your micellar water in the wipes if it's not wet enough, and then you just put your finger under the lash, hold it, and then clean it as fast as you can before it dries up.